Alright, so I was asked to do a couple more completing the square problems. So I'm going to start with the top over here. Alright, and we're going to do numbers 3, 5, and 7. Alright, where we're just trying to find the constant c. So if you remember from last time, how to find c is you divide the middle term, or your b, by 2, and then you square the whole thing. So if I'm looking at number 3, I want to take negative 14, divide it by 2, and square the whole thing. Alright, which is going to be negative 7 squared is 49. So c equals 49. That's going to be the value that makes that a perfect square trinomial. Alright, and then number 5, same thing. So negative 18 divided by 2, all squared, is going to be negative 9 squared. So my c is going to be 81. c equals 81. And with 7, all right, so 7 is a little different. We have 5. 5 is an odd number. So we have 5 over 2, because you want to divide the middle term by 2, square it. So our c is going to be 25 over 4. Oh, sorry. 25 over 4. All right. Now, if we go down towards the bottom of the page, we're actually going to be solving these equations by completing the square. All right, so I'm going to do 13 first. All right, 13. Let me rewrite the problem real fast. X squared plus 6x equals 7. All right, the reason I left that space there is because you want to add on both sides, all right, your c. Remember at the top of the page we solved for c. You want to add on both sides that c. So if I take half of 6, which is 3, and square it, I'm adding 9 on both sides. All right, so when I add 9 on both sides, now if you look at this trinomial, x squared plus 6x plus 9, that is a perfect square trinomial. I could rewrite that as x plus 3 all squared equals 7 plus 9 is 16. Take the square root of both sides. You get x plus 3 equals plus or minus 4. So x equals negative 3 plus 4, and which is 1. And x equals negative 3 minus 4, which is negative 7. So your answers are 1 and negative 7. All right. Then if we look at 15, we have x squared minus 14x plus 30, all right, equals 6. So the first thing we want to do is move that 30 over by subtracting it on both sides. You get x squared minus 14x, and then equals 6 minus 30 is negative 24. All right. Again, you want to take half the middle term and square it. So half of negative 14 is negative 7 squared. This is going to be plus 49. You have to do it on both sides. All right. So we have x squared minus 14x plus 49, which factors to, since this is a negative, x minus 7 all squared equals negative 24 plus 49. I think that is going to be 25. So far these are working out very convenient for us. So we have x minus 7 equals plus or minus 5. All right, we're going to add 7 on both sides. So x equals 7 plus 5, and x equals 7 minus 5. So 7 plus 5 is 12, and 7 minus 5 is 2. So our answers are x equals 2 and 12. All right, and now I'll do one more. I'll do 21. All right, I'll do 21 as well. Because notice what's different here is you have a leading coefficient that's not 1. All right, so the first thing we need to do is divide everything by 2. Divide by 2. All right, and we can rewrite this as x squared plus 10x equals negative 1. All right, to make this a perfect square trinomial, we're going to take half the middle term and square it. So half of 10 is 5 squared. We're going to add 25 on both sides. This is now a perfect square trinomial, so when I factor it, it's going to be x plus 5 all squared equals 24. Square root both sides, you get x plus 5 equals plus or minus the square root of 24. Now I could break down the square root of 24 a little bit, because if I use prime factorization, 24 breaks down to 8 and 3, 4 and 2, and 2 and 2. So I can rewrite the square root of 24 as 2 times square root of 6. All right, so x equals -5 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 6. And that's going to be your answer. I'm perfectly fine in my class if you leave it just like that. All right.